Hello and welcome. We are running it back on the back nine round 2 of the Open at Tallahassee presented by Visit Tallahassee. We are here at Tom Brown Park for an A tier. Got myself, Clay Edwards, joined by
Joey Buckets. I'm here.
Coverage sponsor Infinite Discs. Thank you to them. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and follow on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We got a pretty stacked card here. Good performance on the front nine from Bradley Williams, Albert Tamm, Joseph Anderson, and Jake Monn, who have remained in a good spot on the leaderboard here.
Yeah.
Grady Shue and Randon Lotta, some other players making moves.
Oh, yeah.
Here we are on hole 10. It's a par 3, 375 feet, uphill, playing probably 4, maybe a little bit over. Want to throw a straight shot here, miss this big tree in the middle, and have something kind of slightly fade off left and get up into this green for a putt.
Yeah, this hole's playing a little bit under par, ranking slightly on the easier side, so somewhere in the middle. But yeah, you just want to choose left or right of that big tree and funnel up to the basket. I think Bradley's going with a Halo Wraith here.
Playing that flip up on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's well done.
I mean, Bradley's looking dialed.
Let's run that one back.
Yeah, nice little pop up. You can just tell there's so much intent behind that shot. Going left of that tree, keeping it straight. Love it.
Here you are, Buckets. Are you trying to take that same gap?
You know, I shouldn't say which side I'm going to go on because I just went right at the big tree. But yeah, I was trying to go left of the tree.
That was a Lutz you were throwing there?
Yep.
That helps. Just leaks right of the tree.
Yeah, and then misses the late trees too, so he's going to have a look at it.
Wow, yeah. Pin high. Good shot. Jake throwing a tsunami.
Mm-hmm.
Playing that inside gap, it looks like.
Yeah, fading out a little bit down the hill, but wide open look.
Yeah, that's a great miss. I mean, he's looking at it from about 35.
Just looking to lay this one up here. Kind of out of my jump putt range to run it.
Albert here from circle 2 with a clean look.
Yeah.
Great putt.
Love to see that. He had definitely had some miscues on the putting green on the front nine. So it's nice to see that one drop in there.
Good birdie from Jake from edge of circle. I know he's liking that after that par train he was just on.
Yeah. Bradley's going to continue his hot round, tapping in that birdie.
Moves to 7 under par through 10 holes. That's great.
Got hole 11 here, another par 3, 415 feet. You have this one skinny tree that you preferably want to go left of. If you have a big forehand, that is the play because the basket is very far right. Yeah, so big forehand, a little bit of flip up. I know me and Albert threw forehand. I think Bradley is opting for the forehand as well, but this is another bonus get hole, I would say.
Yeah, I think, if you're in circle 2 on this hole, you're probably happy with that.
Yep. Bradley just low miscue there. Gets a nice skip forward, but he's going to have to work something out.
Not ideal.
Yeah. I mean, he's in the fairway, but he is very short, so he still has to work that disc really far right.
Albert going inside. Yeah, just never got that one to quite flip up. Maybe missed his line a bit too, but he made it pretty far down the fairway.
Yeah. Jake going with the backhand, probably fairway driver. This is a pretty good shot.
Yeah. Circle 2 looks like.
Yeah, deep circle 2. It's just so tough to get far and far enough right.
You're going with that straighter flip up forehand.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I threw this one pretty ideal, and as you can see, I'm still 40 feet. That just shows you how tough this hole is.
Yeah, super tough to get all the way there.
Bradley with the putter trying to work the anhyzer. Just a little bit wide out of his hand. A little wide, a little low.
Yeah, he's got about 50, 45 there for the par.
Mm-hmm. Albert actually has a little stab at this, maybe. Kind of a gap there. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
What a run.
Was not expecting that. Great bid from Albert. Sits nicely, too. The screen's pretty sloped. Can get ugly sometimes. Jake for the long bid of birdie.
Yep, just a little left. A little uncommitted.
Bradley for par. That's a good sit.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Good comebacker, though. Jake.
Just
over
over
the 3.
Yeah, just over the rim. It's in there. Bradley's going to pick up the lone bogey on the card after a really hot front 9. We're moving on to hole 12.
Whoa, what's that? Zach, I hit a lefty chicken wing.
Hole 12 is a par 4, 690 feet. Plays pretty downhill the whole way. Low ceiling off the tee. Gonna want you to put your drive out pretty straight, landing somewhere around this area that the drone's flying over, and then you will have another low ceiling approach into this green, which slopes off to the right, and then there's OB left that you gotta watch out for. And yeah, it is the 9th easiest hole on the course, so averaging right at par. Let's see what these guys can do.
Yeah, the main mistake is just not turning it over right into the bush, which Albert does well. But if you get too far left here, then you kind of pinch your angle off a little bit.
Yeah, he'll have something, but it will be a little bit more difficult there on the left side.
Jake keeping it straight, keeping it under that ceiling. That's a great looking shot.
Good skip, and yeah, that's pretty prime position, I would say, right there. Throwing that K1 Hard Gould.
Yep.
Gets a nice straight flight on that with a little bit of fade, and yeah, over by Jake.
Yep.
Bradley throwing a stable disc. Doesn't quite get it to flat. And he's a little short left, but again, he'll have something from there.
Yeah. Yeah, Bradley was pretty far back here. He's going fairway driver. You can see he's a little bit pinched with that tree. He's kind of got to go wide, skippy. Pulls it a little bit.
Yeah. I like the idea. Just, yep, like you said, pulled it a little bit too much, so he'll be in the woods there. Jake from a more ideal position on the fairway. Throwing his quake. And, yeah.
That'll work.
Pretty ideal. What you throwing here, Joey?
I'm going K1 Glow Yarn here. Just throw it flat. Let the disc work back to the left.
Yep. Very well done.
So Albert's pinched over here, and there was had a fellow friend playing lacrosse in the wall ball area, just getting some reps in, and he's kind of razzing Albert. I think there was probably a good minute and a half of Albert just trying to line up the shot, stepping off the shot, so on. So miscue from Albert, and then this almost tried to get scary and roll OB on him.
That's going to be a tester for par.
So here, Bradley went to putt, and then he had asked us if he can move this branch in his lie, and we kind of just walked over and was like, yeah, that's in your stance. So went ahead and moved that. Still a tricky stance, tricky putt here from around edge of circle up the hill. Albert just trying to get out of here with a par.
Yeah, good putt, good cleanup.
Yep. Not too happy with it. I think that lacrosse guy kind of razzed him a bit. Jake from 25 for his birdie.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Great birdie from Jake.
Strong side.
Buckets in for the easy birdie.
Yep.
And Bradley will also have to settle for the par.
Moving on to our second par 5. This hole 13, 910 feet. This is the easiest hole on the course. Yeah, it's wide open. You want to play up this hill, and then there's this left gap or the right gap. Most players are going to be going right gap, but this left gap is here, and then the basket is just perched right behind this big mossy tree with the low limbs. There's that road OB behind, but it's kind of hard to find that. So it's kind of just bombs away off the tee.
Yeah, no real danger here off the tee shot. Jake looks like he's favoring that right side a bit.
Yep.
We'll see what he does from there.
There are kind of these tiers on the tee shot that you want to land on the flat. Jake, if Jake's another 10, 15 feet, he has a kind of a funky uphill run up.
Yeah, hard to tell from the camera, but this is very uphill, I would say, off the tee, and your footing can get funky. Albert going with a big hyzer flip.
Playing up that left side. Saw him do this yesterday and try to play the big forehand and get aggressive on that second shot. Bradley's working with more of a flat turn kind of a shot here. Getting some nice distance on it.
That's pretty big from Bradley.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like the last tier. If you can get over that, then that's big time drive. So I played one tier down. And I'm playing under this magnolia tree.
Really good height. Looked like a good angle too on that shot.
Yep. Jake also playing that right side.
Really getting into that one on that hillside.
Yeah.
Gets a good skip, and yeah. Should have a pretty routine shot from there into the green.
Yeah, this is like the hole you're kind of, if there's any hole out here that you're marking up for birdie, this is the one. You feel really, really bad with a par here.
Here's the big man on campus going for that same gap.
Yeah, a little low, but gets a nice skip forward. He's talking about his run up there.
See if Albert can put one close here. He's in great position.
Yeah, going hyzer flip forehand.
Getting a little bit of flip up.
Yeah, didn't quite get it to flat, I'm sure, as he wanted.
Yeah.
But that's still huge. I mean he's way farther than all of us.
He's jump putting from there.
Yep.
Here you are, maybe about 180 feet or so.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. I'm throwing my K1 glow yarn. Testing the ceiling a little bit more than I wanted, but that'll work.
Yep, great shot. Bradley from a similar distance. Going with that straight AVR. Well done. Another routine shot there from Jake. He'll have a tap in for his birdie.
Yep. You can kind of see why this is the easiest hole in the course.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got good distance and you have 2 clean shots, you're putting yourself within 150 feet of the pin.
Yep.
So a little bit of a separator maybe for those guys with a little bit bigger arms. And yeah, well played from our lead card there.
Yep, no nonsense birdies. As expected.
Moving into hole 14. This is the 14th hardest hole on the course, 0.21 under par. This is a par 3, 375 feet. Players, you'll see most players go with this straight gap that the drone's flying with a backhand fairway to distance driver. There's also a big left to right gap over the road. Players will take a forehand over that if they've got that shot, and yeah, it's not a whole lot of danger here really on this hole. Let's see what they can do. Jake going for that straight shot.
Fading out a little bit early. Misses the trees. He's in business. He's putting maybe 45.
Edge of circle, yeah.
I'm going with the forehand here.
I like this play.
Yeah. Threw it a little bit higher than I wanted. If I can just get that 5 feet lower, I'm loving it.
Good distance there.
Yep.
Albert looks like he's lining up the same line. A little bit higher out of the hand.
Yeah. A lot wider as well, which is good. But then it kind of just checks up.
Yeah.
With that height, kind of stalled it a little bit.
Probably going with a little bit of a turnover.
Oh, yeah.
And that's looking great. Good bid from Albert.
Yeah, little right side, he got it chain high.
Jake from just outside the circle. Off the cage. Buckets. A little low on that.
Yep, that's my miss right now. Just not following through, not popping the putt. Meanwhile, Bradley gonna pick up a stroke on the card.
Yeah. Moving to 18 under par.
Albert coming back.
Albert.
Yeah, man, I mean, he's throwing the discs really well. He's given himself lots of opportunities, just not connecting on all the putts that he probably should.
Good cleanup there. Yeah, just bleeding a little bit on the green right now, Albert.
Yep. We got 2 cleanups here from myself and Jake for our par.
It's your time to hit a fairway once, just one time. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
We got hole 15 here, par 3, 455 feet. This one also ranking near the middle of the pack as far as difficulty goes, which is kind of surprising. I feel like this one's pretty tough. It's downhill, you got a low ceiling, really got to work the angles of the disc here. You want to throw something that kind of pops up at least to flat if you're going to get down to the pin. Most good shots are going to finish 30, 40 feet left, I would say. So I put this one as another bonus get, honestly.
I'd agree with that.
This one a little overturned. It's going to sneak through. No.
Yeah, this hole really requires height and angle control, more so than any other hole on the course.
Yeah.
Jake, a little bit low there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you want to throw it low, but you don't want to throw it that low.
Yeah, it looks like he had a good angle on it, just a bit too low.
Mm-hmm.
You're going with a...
I'm going with my flippier destroyer here.
Oh, wow.
Pushing the ceiling nicely, almost catching that tree.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, I was happy with that one.
Great. Albert going with the same line. Just turning this one over a bit, but wow, good kick.
Yeah. Bradley with a little touchy upshot there. Well done.
Yeah, all of our players looking like they're getting most of the way up the fairway. If you hit earlier on this hole, that's when you can kind of bring bogey into play.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are just having little chippers up at it.
Yep.
And you're just waiting for your turn to putt on the green there.
Yeah.
That great shot. Albert. Giving this one a long bid.
I almost missed that one.
You can see it in the facial expression there.
Yeah.
As the rest of our card will tap in for their pars.
Yep.
Bradley still with a pretty commanding lead.
Mm-hmm.
3 holes left to play. Let's see if he can hold that. Hole 16 is a par 3, 345 feet. Early Mando here on the right, which shouldn't come into play, but can get in the head of the players. Pretty much a straight shot here. You want to go through this gap with something either. You'll see a lot of players flipping something up. Some might even go with a little bit more of a flex shot coming into this green. And yeah, gonna see pretty much all backhands out of this group here. Joseph going with a Caxi.
Yeah, this is my more neutral, flippier one. As you can see, slight hyzer out of the hand, a little bit of pop-up. I don't really think about the fade at the end of the hole because, well, as you can see, that one just went straight and I'm 15, 20 feet away.
Yeah, really just kind of pick your poison on whatever you're going to hit the gap with here. Bradley going with the fairway driver. Similar line to you.
Pushing the ceiling a little bit. And I don't see that one. I'm not sure if that's a greasy dangler. I'm not sure if I would call that one a greasy dangler.
That ceiling's there every time,
Yeah.
you know.
That one was pretty solid.
Same height here from Jake, but just sneaks under. And he will be looking. He'll be dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Albert looks like he's going with a mid-range.
Hits the gap nicely.
Great angle.
Needs to catch edge just a bit. Yeah, that's in business.
Yep.
Ooh.
Good little floaty bid there from Bradley.
Yeah. Yeah, he's good at those.
Albert from edge of circle-ish.
Yep.
Again, just... like we said earlier, he's been missing a few, but he's been very close on all of them.
Yep.
Jake able to convert for the birdie.
Yeah, good birdie from Jake.
Yeah, good birdie slime.
I had this little tree right here in my swing. It was almost in my head. I almost straddle putted, but no problem.
Nevertheless, good putt there.
Now we're going to tap in real quick for his par. And we got Bradley here coming back for his par as well.
So you and Jake picking up a stroke on the leader there. Are you thinking about that at all at this point? Do you kind of know where Bradley and yourself are at?
Yeah, I was kind of looking later here in the round. And yeah, I noticed Bradley had kind of a commanding lead, but I knew I was still in it. We got hole 17. This is a tough one here. 385. Got a tunnel the whole way. You want to flip something up at least to flat and then push this last big tree on the right and fade just in front of it. There is some OB on the right, but again, not many people are finding that OB. Yeah, tough hole here.
Yeah, really crucial to get out of the gap clean. If you hit early, bogey comes into play real quick.
Just pulled this one over a little bit.
Yeah, just a little flat out of the hand maybe from you there.
And not really the best kick. I did kick to the left, but I didn't go fully in the rough. Oh, Jake just sneaking around.
Jake's barely sneaking around. Job is not done yet from there.
Yeah, me and Jake both kind of in some tricky spots.
Chatting it up with Adam, Jake's brother. Shout out Adam.
Yeah.
Bradley
also kind of flipping it up a bit much and kicks to the right.
Oh, so he popped all the way out through the tree line.
Yeah, that was a nice little roll out.
That might be pretty open over there.
Oh, yeah.
Albert.
This is looking nice. Maybe a little low. Needs some nice ground play, and it gets it.
That's a great shot.
Oh, yeah. Circle one. It's hard to find circle one on this hole.
Yeah.
I had like this low little ceiling. I'm trying to play a little ground play action here with the yarn. A little bit of an early release. I was trying to go around all of those trees, but that worked out.
Gets through.
That was lucky.
Bradley with the similar skippy approach there, going around the backside.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed fairly simple from out there. Jake, this was kind of a funky little area.
Yeah. He fought up there pretty well.
Yep. Albert for the lone birdie. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, just he's going to be kicking himself after the round with these putts.
Good save there from you.
Yep.
Ooh. Corner pocket there from Jake. In for the par. Looks like we'll have a par frame here on 17.
Yeah, pretty common.
Here we are on hole 18. It is a par 4, 805 feet. Gap shot off the tee with a low ceiling. Players are going to want to push something out here straight. If you get over this hump, pretty ideal drive. You then have a choice going left or right to approach this green, which again has another low ceiling. Typically kind of a right to left wind playing off this hole with OB left. So really crucial to control the angle here off the tee. What are you going with?
I'm going with that flippy destroyer again, just because it was calmer today, and I just wanted to miss right, if anything.
Good flip up here.
Yeah, I made sure to turn it.
This is staying up too. Nice skip.
Yeah, again, getting over that last little hump is pretty crucial to make that birdie a lot easier.
Jake, a little bit more stable.
Yeah, a lot
fading out. Really, oh, big skip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's OB, unfortunately.
Yeah, that left side isn't bad, though, if you're going to go OB. As long as you get some distance, you're going to have a pretty good chance to save your par.
Very true. Bradley testing that ceiling.
Yeah, just a foot high.
Yeah. Makes it out to a good spot, though. He'll have pretty standard shot from there.
How we're going forehand. This is also high and just gets shot straight down. So I kind of was looking at scores like you were saying earlier, and I knew I was only 4 back of Bradley at this point, so I knew with everybody on the card not throwing ideal tee shots. Oh, and Albert just catching a root there. That was looking good.
He really was.
But yeah, I knew I was in a prime position, maybe getting a stroke on the card. There's still birdie potential here if you can get some good ground play going wide hyzer with the skip.
Yeah, he's probably 450 to 475 feet out downhill.
Catching a little bit of that low ceiling.
Jake looking to save par from about 400.
This is looking sweet.
Great line. Good skip.
Yeah.
Smacks the wood.
Yep, that's how you do it.
That's a great shot from Jake.
Yeah, he's going to save his par. I think that's going to cement him on lead card for the final round.
Here you are throwing CAC Z.
Yeah, throwing CAC Z, just pulled it immediately. That's kind of been my issue.
Yeah,
just pulling right.
A little uncharacteristic from you there, but put it close in that first tier.
Oh yeah,
for the par. That always feels good on this hole, you know.
Yeah, this basket is scary to say the least. If you're not close.
Exactly. Albert gonna have a par look from there.
Bradley just pitching up for his par as well. So it's looking like a par frame to finish out the round.
Albert taller than most. Helps him a little bit on this putt.
Oh yeah. Jake as well.
Yeah.
Taller than most.
Couple big dogs tapping in for their pars.
Giving the basket a stare down after that.
And then, yeah, Joey and Bradley, more average height fellows, putting it up on that first tier strategically.
Exactly.
And that'll do it.
Yep. We got Bradley with a nice 8 down, myself with a 7 down, Jake with the 5 down, and Albert with the 2 under.
So, looking at the leaderboard, Bradley maintains that 4-stroke lead over Grady Shue and Joseph Anderson, and Jake Monn right on their heels at 13 under par.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. If you want to follow us on Instagram, my account is Joey_Buckets_DG.
Yeah, on my Instagram, that is Edwardinho_disc_golf.
Make sure to follow Ace Run Pro on all the socials, subscribe, follow on Instagram and Twitter. And thanks to our Patreon members.
Yeah, big shout out to them.
Make sure to join us for the final round out here at the Open at Tallahassee. And thanks for Tallahassee for all the volunteers just putting on this event. You can really feel the support out here.
Oh, 100%. Super welcoming community.